And we go into Math 7 Quarter 1 Week 9 lesson plans today. And animated PowerPoint math video at AL.com for questions or course materials. Let's go right into our title page here for Math 7 Quarter 1 Week 9 that provides PowerPoint and MP4 video instruction. And students, put your name, date here. Let's go into week 9, Math 7, Quarter 1. Yay! So we start here, week 9. And here are our subjects for week 9. We got 2.3, Simplifying Variable Expressions, Classwork Homework Part 2. 2.4, Variables and Expressions, Classwork Homework Part 1, Part 2. And then Chapter 2, Solving Equations. We've got a review and summary here, Classwork Homework Part 1 for week 9. And then we got a quiz, 2.4, Chapter 2, Solving Equations, quiz. And then 2.4, Chapter 2, Test, Part 1. So there is a quiz and a test. And our standards, simplifying numerical expressions, 7.EE, expressions and equations. Then SSE, point A, point 1, interpret expressions that represent a quantity in terms of its context. And part A here is interpret parts of an expression such as terms, factors, and coefficients. So it's more of the same really that we were doing in week 8. Apply proportional reasoning. Our intro, apply proportional reasoning to solve problems involving tax, tips, discounts, markups, percent increase, decrease, and percent error. Justify their reasoning and interpret results in the context of real-world situations. And our learning targets, interpret parts of an expression, terms, factors, and coefficients. Understand expressions as representation of real-world quantities. And view parts of an expression as single entities to simplify reasoning. So we get into analyzing expressions. Resources, materials, animated PowerPoints and video for classwork, homework, quiz, test, worksheets, and then activities and tasks. All classwork sheets are closed exercise from PowerPoints and or video, homework quizzes, and test assignments available online with corrections provided after submission dates. And then access for all, available in over 100 languages, available online 24/7, closed caption for hearing impaired, audio for sight impaired. The classwork is 224 points, note-taking is 37 points, and note-taking 281 points of homework. Quizzing is 65 points, and then your chapter test is 51 points. That's a total of 558 points for week 9. For quarter 1, Math 7, modifications and accommodations available online via Google Classroom interface. That is grades, classwork, homework, quizzes, tests, Zoom tutoring on request through your Google Classroom. And then our assignments for week 9 is 2.3 Part 2 classwork. And it's the same standards really as week 8. 18 points of classwork, 6 points of note-taking, and then 2.3 Part 2 homework is 61 points, and then 2.4 variables and equations, Part 1 classwork is 40 points, 5 points for note-taking. We get into some 8.EE a little bit here. That is actually a little bit of an 8th grade standard, but I figure by now students should be prepared for it to get into some 8th grade stuff here. So that's 8.EE, 0.7B, 8, and also as well as 0.8B and 8C as well. Simplifying numerical expressions. So again, so it's 27 points of classwork, 2.4. Then in a 2.4 homework is, we got 63 points here of homework for 2.3 part 1 homework. 2.3 part 1, or rather 2.4 part 1. 2.4, that's homework. 2.4, that's 2.4 part 1 homework. There is 63 points for the homework. And then 2.4 part 2 classwork is 27 points, variables and expressions, and 2.4 part 2 homework is 58 points. And then we go down into our next chapter 2, chapter review for chapter 2, 42 points of classwork, 26 points here of note-taking for our review and summary for chapter 2, parts 1, 2, and 3. Here's your standard up here, SSE point A.1, and that's interpret expressions that represent a quantity in terms of its context. And part A is interpret parts of an expression such as terms, factors, and coefficients. So that's part of SSE.A.1. And again, 42 points classwork, 26 points of note-taking. And then our homework for Chapter 2, Review and Summary, Parts 1, 2, and 3, 99 points of homework for Chapter 2, R&S. And then we have our quiz, the mid-chapter quiz for Chapter 2 about solving equations. You got 65 points on this quiz here. And that is your week 9 for quarter 1, Math 7. And animated PowerPoint math video at AO.com for questions or course materials. Thank you very much.